What up, folks? You're now tuned into the Stitch Sham Show. I am one half of the team, Sham Phoenix.
And I am the other, Stitch Early.
And we are back, episode 48. We almost at 50.
Yo, that joint's crazy. Like,
that joint is
we almost 50.
Super crazy.
We should just play all 50 Cent records on
What is our year
episode.
anniversary?
I would have to go back and look. Because I know we started. I know we started. Nah, I think we started.
Was it May?
March, February.
It had to be after. It was after.
It was after
March.
it was like April, May.
Okay.
April, May.
We got to figure that one out. Isn't that sad? We don't
I
even
can
know.
go back and look. But yeah, we haven't even.
I haven't even thought about it. Because we should do something on the anniversary.
Like on the I'm with that.
Like the day, whatever day that was. I don't know what day it was.
Yeah, I don't know which day. I know it's 2 episodes from now.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna figure out the day.
Yeah.
And y'all will know the day we gonna do something. I don't know what. Maybe we do like a
Yeah,
giveaway. Maybe
giveaway.
We do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe
we can do a giveaway.
Do something.
And then we'll do something for the 50th episode. We got something special for the 50th episode.
Yeah, we got something special.
Yeah.
Definitely want to say thank you to everybody who has went and followed us on SoundCloud. If you followed us on Spotify, if you've been listening on Apple Music, iTunes, iHeart, pretty much everywhere you can find podcasts. The people that have found us, the Stitch and Sham Show, and have been listening, man, we definitely appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and all our family and friends, man. We thank y'all for always encouraging us, reaching out, letting us know about new platforms and new things. And man, all y'all guys are super great, and we
actually listening.
Actually listening.
Like, it don't be the fake listening. Be like, they actually said actual words that we said. That's what's up.
Man. So we thank y'all because without support, it's hard to win in this game.
Facts.
And nobody knows that better than Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving.
Hey, 1,000%.
I don't know what's going. I don't know what type of money the Nets got. But they got bank.
It's almost like they kidnapped Steve Ballmer and was like, can you help us build a franchise? So, we're just gonna go get everybody.
Earlier in the offseason, I think it was last year, the Nets signed Kyrie and Kevin Durant. Right? They didn't play right away because of injuries. This year they got into the mix of it, and then next thing you know, James Harden is a part of the team as well. And then a couple months after that, they signed Blake Griffin, whom all of a sudden got his hops back.
He dunking. I think he ain't dunked in like 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Yeah. Guess he was saving his leg.
He must be the Brooklyn water.
Yeah, and then just 2 days ago. Last night. Was it last night? Last night. They signed LaMarcus Aldridge. I think the Spurs worked out a buyout.
Yeah.
And LaMarcus Aldridge became a free agent, and now he is
a Brooklyn Net. The latest member of the Monstars.
Oh my goodness gracious, bro. I was like, because I texted you, I was like, what is going on, man? Have y'all not signed everyone?
When you text me, because I seen everything that I saw up to that point was like, it might.
Yeah, it was because I thought he was going to go to LA.
Initially. And I thought he may even go back to Portland. Like I was like, man, he might even return back to Portland, And when you text me and was like, yo, he's with the Nets, I was like, I didn't even know that they was looking.
I thought their roster was full, personally.
Didn't think that they was looking.
I did.
So now it's like, I wonder how they're going to do the DeAndre. Is he just going to be?
I think if they're smart, you just let. Well, this is the thing. LaMarcus will spread the floor. Mm-hmm. I don't know how great of a rebounder he is. I thought he was good. Like, okay.
You might need. I think DeAndre would definitely be better in that aspect.
Yeah,
but on the offensive end, you're gonna get more from LaMarcus than you're gonna get from DeAndre Jordan.
And I think if I was the Nets, depending on who I play, is who I start in that position. Because if you can spread the floor with LaMarcus, then you have a really big problem.
Yeah, facts.
Because Kyrie will have an open lane
at all times, and the fact that LaMarcus can shoot.
Oh man!
So now you can kick the ball out to KD. You can kick the ball out to LaMarcus.
That 4 or 5 got to stay.
Yeah, and you could kick. And I mean, Blake is there, and Blake can hit that now. And you could kick the ball out to Blake. Like they got a team full to where Kyrie can literally drive and kick. If Kyrie's assists should be at an all-time high, but it's not going to be. James Harden has been playing well.
James Harden's going to have a bunch of assists.
James Harden, I think he's averaging, I don't know what it is, assists. I know it's 9 rebounds and like 20. It's like 25 points, 9 rebounds. Yeah. And I forget what the assists are, but I know the assist is pretty high.
Yeah, if James wants to win a championship, he's going to have to scale back some shooting.
Yeah, fact. And the crazy thing is like because they've been injured, he's had to do more.
He's had to
But
do
I
more.
think when they're there, that's a mean squad.
Yeah, they're going to be tough.
But I just want them. Hey, we are the the Lavengers.
Yeah, I don't want to hear no sports talking about no LeBron James.
Nah,
I don't want to hear it.
So the fact that James Harden is doing what he's doing, like scoring and everything like that, and I'm seeing everybody like praising it.
Yeah.
But when LeBron was on the East and doing everything, it was like it was looked at as a negative.
Yeah, you'd be like,
oh, it's the East.
It's just the East.
Whereas now, and LeBron wasn't doing that in the East on, a superior team at the time.
No.
Like, I give it to you. LeBron, the only team, me personally, that I feel LeBron played with that was like, okay, I'll give you I don't even think it's a super team, but like where it's a great team is when he went to the Heat.
Yeah, that's it.
Where you have D Wade and Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
Other than that,
he got Shaq with a messed up toe.
He had Ilgauskas and Boobie, Boobie Gibson, and then when they did win, it's like yes, he had Kevin Love, but he had a different version of Kevin Love.
And Kevin Love stayed injured.
Yep.
And Kyrie stayed
because he
injured.
Injured his shoulder. Kyrie was injured, so it wasn't. And then even when he was with the Heat,
Dwayne Wade was hurt.
Yeah. So I'll give as far as the fact that like yes, like KD with the Warriors. That right there, that's a super team. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. With the Nets, pending everyone being healthy, that's a super team.
Yes.
Like, LaMarcus Aldridge, if your starting 5 is LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Blake Griffin, that's an all-star game.
It is.
Like that's an all-star game.
At least it was like 5 years ago.
Like 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure we could find an all-star game where all of them was in it.
Oh, most definitely.
Like where all of them was in it.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all.
So it's definitely an all-star game. And so it's one of those things that I feel that when you look at like even the Cavaliers, the LeBron Cavaliers team, I feel that the guys that like Kevin Love making the all-star game was because he was playing with LeBron and the record and things.
Oh yeah, of course.
Nobody in Cleveland is going to the All-Star game.
And for me, Kyrie hasn't proven to be a winner since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
His first His first 3 or 2 years in the league.
I think it was 2.
They got the number 1 draft pick twice.
Yeah, twice. Because it was him and then who was the second
one? Andrew Wiggins.
Oh, yeah, yep. Andrew Wiggins. Because when LeBron came, they shipped off Wiggins and got Kevin Love.
Again.
Yeah.
It's 3 times.
It was 3 because who was the other?
They got Anthony
he was
Bennett.
like, it was a bust.
Yeah,
I was about to say
Anthony
the other
Bennett.
one was a bust. Okay, yeah.
Yep, Anthony Bennett.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then he goes to Celtics, doesn't do anything there.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to the Nets, and he's like, kinda, but not really.
Yeah. Because you don't really know.
We don't know.
We don't know what would have happened because.
But I don't know if you can count this Nets team because you got Kevin Durant and James Harden.
I'm sorry. Like,
2 of the best scorers in the NBA outside of yourself.
Yeah. And probably will go down as 2 of the top just ever.
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? Like
Kyrie, even though he's a great talent, he's talented, great ball handler, all those things. To me, on the scale of like tier players, he's a level 2, level 3
Not
tier
for you.
player.
Like, yeah, when it comes to ball handling, Kyrie is probably the best ball handler that has ever been in the league.
But you know what though? I know people will give it to Kyrie, but Steph is nice too. Steph has handles.
Like, and I agree. Steph has handles, but Kyrie.
He's more of a wizard with the basketball.
Kyrie is I've seen, and I think you could say because Steph doesn't always have the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
Like they move that around a lot. You might see Draymond bring it up. You might have saw Kevin Durant bring it up. Like, you know what I mean? I've seen Kyrie in situations where it's like how he get out of that. Like how did he put the ball in the position that he put the ball in to get out of that situation? So, and I'm just speaking just ball handling situations. And that's why I say I agree. Like when you see Steph and just his ability to dribble, but I don't think Steph has been put in because he's not the dominant ball handler.
Yeah.
He hasn't been put in as many situations.
I think his handles get outshined by his shooting.
Who? Steph? And I could agree with that too. Yeah. Because most people would say he's a better shooter than ball handler. Yeah. So it's like, and that's why when you go to Kyrie, you don't go to shooting, you go to ball handling and his layup package. Yeah. Like that's what you go to.
He's got a tough layup package.
Like his layup package is like second to none. Like that joint is the angles and everything like that.
But even what's name is a tough ball handler too. People be sleeping on James Harden's.
So handle. To me, James Harden,
that pity pat, that little.
James Harden is almost a he to me, and it might be a different comparison because I just thought about it, but it's like a less robotic Kawhi. Okay. And what I mean by that is I feel that when Kawhi Leonard plays, Kawhi Leonard has his spots and he's a very A to B player.
Yeah, he's
very A to B.
He's
like Kyrie is like A to C, C to E, B back to A, F. Yeah. You know, James Harden to me is an A to B.
Yeah.
But his A to B is just different. Yeah, like he's gonna get to the basket, you're gonna foul him.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it. Like when you step in front of Kyrie, I think it's harder to go, let me get him to the second move because he has a second move. He has a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh, a eighth. Yeah. It's endless. Whereas with James Harden, you could look at James Harden and go, he's gonna blow by, he's gonna step back, 3-point to the side, layup. Maybe dunk.
Yeah.
Like you know what he's gonna do. Yeah. But you can't stop it.
Yeah.
But you can't, and that's like with Kawhi, sometimes I feel it's that thing. Like when I watch Kawhi, I go, and it's almost
Kawhi takes himself out of game.
Yeah, and the other person that I think is a bring the game to me person, Luka. Luka is not the fastest person. No. He's not but Luka,
he can handle that ball.
You know what Luka's gonna do.
He can handle that ball.
Yeah, but Luka's his go-to move is that hard to the rim. Step back, and he gets everybody with that.
He didn't drop
like they know.
He didn't drop Paul George like 3 or 4 times.
And Paul George playing defense is like, I know what he's gonna do.
That. You're going.
I know what you're gonna do, and then you try to stop it, and it's like,
he's like, it does not matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that you even tried. Like it doesn't matter that you even tried.
I think. I don't know, man. I think the Nets could probably pull it out. Adding LaMarcus Aldridge
That's different. It's different.
He shoots so well from the mid range, and he can shoot the 3 ball.
Yeah,
and Blake can shoot the 3. When you got a bunch of guys that can knock down shots like that, and it's just if they can find a rhythm and get to it, this is a wrap.
No, I think I think for the East, that's because who did the Nuggets get? The Nuggets got
they got dunk contest.
Aaron Gordon. Yeah. The Nuggets got Aaron Gordon. So I think that's going to be another. I think that was a good addition.
Yes.
For the Nuggets,
it spreads their floor.
It spreads the floor.
He can hit the 3 ball too.
Yeah. So I think that definitely.
Man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough toss up in the West.
I think it's gonna definitely depend on what AD and LeBron coming back healthy.
Yeah.
And if they're on
the road, man.
Yeah, and I think if they're able to get Drummond.
Yeah, that'll change things.
Because Drummond may be the same thing with Blake Griffin, where it may have been the place.
Yeah, just
like when you get to a place, you just like, I don't even feel like being here. I don't want to be in Cleveland. So I'm just going through the motions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like when LeBron is in Cleveland, you love playing with LeBron, so you'll deal with Cleveland.
Yeah, I was in Cleveland, all right.
Like Cleveland.
I've never been to Cleveland.
Never been to Cleveland.
Never
been
asked.
And I'm pretty sure that's how people feel playing with Giannis.
Yeah, in Milwaukee.
I would not be in Milwaukee.
I love playing with Giannis.
So I'm gonna be out this joint.
Yeah.
Utah. Yeah, it's that way. I love playing with Devin. You know what I'm saying? So so I think that those types of things are the things that I think will help it.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I just see them taking it now.
Yeah, I hope. I
thought it would be a little sketchy with Blake Griffin, but LaMarcus Aldridge is just a different. He's a different kind of cat.
And if he can be the LaMarcus Aldridge, he can't be the Spurs LaMarcus Aldridge.
He can't be that.
He has to be like that Portland. And of course he's older, but LaMarcus's game has always been.
It wasn't like
he's always had a pick and pop type.
It was like, yo, I'm gonna take this open mid range joint, or I'm gonna hit you with this turnaround. If those are effective shots still for him, There's nobody's gonna beat the Nets.
But my thing is just when LeBron was on the East, everyone was like, "Oh, the East is soft. The East is so easy."
Yeah, they said that about the West.
So now that a bunch of the dudes from the West went to the East, I just need y'all to keep the same energy.
Bruh.
You can't
don't make it like the East is so tough.
Yeah, don't make it, because I think at the end of the day, when you do that, it only, and you may be correct, but it lessens your argument. Yes. It lessens your argument.
First of all, their arguments are trash anyway. We knew it from the beginning, and it's only played itself.
And I think that heightens it. Yeah. Just when you're like, nah, it's whack over there, it's whack over there, it's whack over there, and then your favorite player goes over, and you're like, oh man, nah, that joint is decent. Like, I don't know what y'all was talking about. Be like, no, it was you talking about it.
Be like, don't do that.
You know what I mean? So like, it would remind. So like on Monday, I think it was Monday, you hit me. Yeah. You like, yo, check out this video or whatever.
Yes.
And so go check out the video. I do some research, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm seeing this uproar like on Twitter and things like that. Crazy. And so I didn't really know about it.
Yeah.
To get y'all hip, Derrick Jaxn.
He's a
love guru or
a
specialist or something.
Yeah.
And so when you sent me the video, so I'm like, okay, all right, I see the dude. He cheated on his wife. You know, got caught cheating a few times on his wife, and they did a video. So I'm watching the video, whatever. So I'm like, I didn't really see the big deal. Yeah. I was just like, and didn't see the big deal in the sense of like, okay, he got caught cheating, and now he's talking to everybody about it.
Yeah.
So then when I do my research, I'm like, oh,
this is why.
Oh, so this is why. Oh, so he's been talking down about dudes who have cheated and been like coaching their wives to like leave them and stuff like that. So that's why everybody is in an uproar over this.
Just like, what in the world?
Yeah, and like I said, I've never seen him before. I
saw him a couple times. I saw him a couple times in passing. Like it'd be on my feed or something will be related, or like Ryan. How I found out about him was through Ryan Davis.
Okay.
Because I guess him and Ryan Davis had like a back and forth. I kind of like.
Okay. And I think he's had that with a few people.
Yeah. And the other time I saw him was when Kevin on stage shared his thing about John Gray, the pastor, because him and John Gray got into it too.
Yeah.
So.
Because he spazzed on John Gray, right?
He spazzed on John Gray because John Gray was accused of having an
affair. I remember. I
don't know if there was ever any evidence about it or anything like that, or like they just like buried it. But that was the thing, and that's when I saw him too. And I don't know if it was Kevin on stage that shared it, or if it was Ryan Davis that shared it about like the back and forth.
Okay.
And so once I seen that, I was like, oh, okay. And then when this came out, I was like, oh, that's that dude, Derrick Jaxn, that Ryan Davis was talking about. Okay. So I went and watched it because everyone was talking about it.
Yeah,
like there were these memes that were coming about him and his wife, just a picture of him and his wife sitting. And I was like, I want to see what this is all about, because they made horoscopes and everything.
Well, I know, and then I know after looking further, I guess him and Lil Duval.
They had a falling out.
Him and Lil Duval, I guess, have been going at it for a while, Okay. I guess Lil Duval has been saying like, yo, this dude be out here. He probably out this joint doing what he's getting on everybody about. He's probably doing. So when it happened, Lil Duval had all of these memes and stuff on his IG, just like clowning him, because it's like, okay, we all know, as far as when it comes to relationship and marriage stuff, like cheating is a no-go type of thing for most. I'll say for most people, because for some people,
I don't, because I don't know. Like you could say Will and Jada.
Exactly.
Might be okay with
because everybody's situation is different. And so for me, when I saw it, like, and me and my wife had talked about it and was talking about the Derrick Jaxn thing, it was like, it was more of the fact that he was a person. Like, all right, you cheated, you got caught cheating, you and your wife worked through it. Great. Bravo, work through it. But when you are the person downing other people, and then you end up going through the same situation, you can't expect people to just be like, oh man, we're rooting for you. Everybody's going to go, yo, you got 15 videos and all of these dudes that got cheating, you was tearing them down, telling their wives to leave them and stuff like that. But now I'm watching a video of you saying, man, we working through it.
I don't think we have any remorse. We don't have none.
So it makes people not have remorse for you.
Yeah, I don't have it.
And that's why it's one of those situations that I always be like, I would rather just not judge people.
Exactly.
Because
I don't know where life is going to take me. I always tell people, because they always ask, they go, "Oh man, you and your wife been together so long. Like, how's that?" Like, I wish I could tell you.
Yeah.
That it was all self-discipline and all things like that. It might have been the choices I made that have allowed me not to put myself into positions like that. But when it comes to the future, I have learned, don't say what you won't do, because it will be presented to you.
Because you never know you never know what's going to happen. Like, and so like the example when me and my wife had talked about it, it's like when you have kids, like, I think that's like the best example. And you have kids and your kid is a child and you're like, man, my kid's going to grow up. They're going to go to college. They're going to do this. You have this plan
and
that you
starts unfolding.
And then the kid becomes 19, 20, 21 and college doesn't happen. And, they don't have a job and you know what I'm saying? And certain things and you go, oh man, this wasn't what I thought was going to happen. But imagine if I was to talk down on someone else's kid and be like, oh, your kid don't got no job. Or your kid doing drugs and stuff. Like what? And then the next thing you know, you're in that same situation. Yeah. So I think that you can disagree with something.
Yes, you definitely can disagree with something.
Without downing the individual.
Yes.
Like, and I think we talked about like when everything happened with Kirk Franklin and his son, it's easy to go, hey, you shouldn't be talking to your kid like that. How dare you? You're a parent. Why would you curse at your child out? It's easy to do that if you've never had a child who has made you want to curse them out.
But if you've had a child that's made you want to curse them out,
then you see what Kirk did and you go, like, oh, man, I've been there. And you may even say, after being there and working through it, you might go, hey, Kurt, you probably could have handled that differently. Like you could have hung up. You could have hung up on him and not let him push you to that point. So you may be able to handle it that way and give advice on maybe how to handle it, but to tear the man down because of a shortcoming or something like that, I think that's the issue. And I think with him, that was the biggest thing with Derrick Jaxn, was the fact of he tore people down and then he found himself in the same situation. And we looked crazy. We didn't look at Hove crazy when everything happened with him and Beyonce. We, of course, don't know the fullness of it.
Yeah, we don't know the full story.
From what it said is like he cheated or whatever on Beyonce, but I've never heard Hove standing around talking about, you dudes, this cheaters is some trash. You're watching the league. So I've
heard the opposite from Hove.
Exactly. So when Hove did it, it was like, okay, that's y'all relationship. Y'all work through that because that doesn't have nothing to do with me. Like everybody's relationship is their relationship. Yeah. And different relationships go through ups, downs, and everyone's up and down may not be like what you and your wife may think is a down. To me and my wife may be regular. That might be regular.
And that's the thing. The thing I think that people got, like you said, the thing that got people so upset about Derrick Jaxn was the fact that you're out here giving advice, bro, on stuff that you're not even doing yourself.
Exactly.
And that's why I always say, especially for us here on this podcast, is there's certain things that I can make judgments about that I feel comfortable making judgments about because I have information and experience in living it. Like racism, I don't mind. I've experienced racism. I don't like the way racism
you can speak to it,
so I can speak to it.
Yeah.
Certain things like relationships are so tailor-made. It's one of the most tailor-made things in America that we try to blanket.
That you may be able to say, well, this is how we handled it.
For instance, so like there might be a couple, right? They like swinging. That's what they like doing. The husband's okay with it. The wife is okay with it.
And their marriage may be, they may have the greatest marriage ever. Hey, if that's what y'all do, that's what y'all do.
That don't mean that me and kids gonna start swinging.
And that don't mean that that I'm supporting. Like I'm like, yo, everybody go out and y'all should.
Because their marriage is great.
But that's for them. That's what y'all do. And if y'all swing and it's popping in y'all marriage, and that's what y'all do.
Good for you.
It's good for you.
So that's the thing. Like, and even if I wouldn't have any experience in it, so I can't speak to it.
Yeah. So you dial back from it, or even giving advice on it.
I'm not going to be like, I wouldn't tell people you should swing because I don't know.
Because I don't know what that. But I could also, I think the other thing is like I feel that you don't have to agree with something in order to understand something.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't.
I don't feel that like a person has to have kids to understand where Kirk Franklin is coming from.
No.
like I feel that you could go, well, no, I've dealt with individuals, and me dealing with individuals, it made me feel like this. Oh man, I guess I could see where you're coming from. That's like you can have an understanding of we've even talked about in the sense of like understanding how cheating can happen. I can understand how it happens.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that like, oh yeah, go do it. Like you know what I'm saying?
You should,
yeah.
But
so
if you find yourself in that position, I'm not going to judge you.
Exactly.
Especially when I don't
because it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing for me to judge someone else.
Before. I've been that person before. And I've been judging people, and then you get into life and you start living it and you start understanding how things work, and you go, oh,
yeah.
Now I understand why this happened. And then you start looking at things differently. You're like, yo,
you view stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
You were unhappy. Because we didn't when we were, I don't know if we thought about happiness at that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fleeting thing anyway, like in general in itself. Like, it's not something that's going to happen.
Because it's a feeling.
Happy every day.
Yeah, it's not.
You're not going to be sad every day.
And the things that make you happy every day might not make you happy every day.
It might not.
There's going to be some days where you just be like,
yo, I'm about to have waffles today. I'm super excited.
And even like we talked about with like a Andre Drummond, where it's like, I'm pretty sure he's happy playing basketball.
Oh yeah, but he don't.
But where he was playing basketball, it's like I'm just not happy here.
He'll probably be super happy in LA.
Exactly. Like, I'm in LA.
This is what's up.
So it is one of the things, like you said, it's a fleeting thing.
Yeah. So when you're younger, you just look at the act itself and go, that's bad for me in my sight, and I don't understand why it should happen. And therefore, if you did it a bad thing, then you are a bad person.
And that's the thing. We attach the deed to the person's character.
Yeah.
There might be some people out there that the deed and their character match up 1,000%.
All the time. Sometimes,
but I know people.
Yeah.
Like I know people.
And that's why I say even with Derrick Jaxn, I don't know him like that.
Yeah, I don't know him, so I can't.
By what he was saying
to other people. And then when they came home,
it was like,
so it automatically makes you think of him. But it's like, I know people personally, like that I know who have been in those situations, and I can say like, nah, like that don't really match up with the person that I know. Like I don't look at him that way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It was a mishap. I don't look at her that way.
Cool.
Y'all cool, no problem.
Yes.
Like I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can have an understanding of it, but I think when you start, anytime you start pointing fingers at people and start downing them, I think, and not even just in a cheating situation, I think in any situation with how people are living or, things of that nature.
You're asking for trouble for
You're
yourself.
asking for trouble because you may be the same person that might end up in that situation. So it's like in the Bible, it says, he without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah.
I can't be throwing those stones.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. I'm going to keep my stones to myself.
Yeah, I hold all of my joints.
Because when you start throwing them joints and they start ricocheting,
you just never know, bro.
You never know. So, and that's I think just in life.
Yeah.
You just never.
Like last night, I showed Kia a picture of Liz Cambage. You know who Liz Cambage is?
Nah.
She like 6'8". She played for the Las Vegas. What they? The Las Vegas Aces? No, does she play for Las Vegas? I forgot who she plays for. But she's like this chick from Australia. Super gorgeous.
Okay.
And I showed Kia.
Yeah.
Because Kia was like, Johnny, one of her cousins had posted the picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's Liz Cambage.
Yeah.
And my wife was like,
she was like, how you know?
Why are you so excited about Liz Cambage?
How you know how to pronounce her last name?
I was like, oh, because I was like, I got a little crush on her.
Nah, hey, you know what I'm saying?
And she was like, what's she do? I was like, she's a basketball player. So then I showed her pictures of how tall she was.
And she was like,
and Kia was like, yeah, if you ever walk through the door with that chick, she can have it.
She can have it.
She's 6'8".
I can't do nothing with 6'8".
I can't do nothing with
Kia will get tossed by 6'8". She might just pick Kia up and be like, where Mark at?
You know what I'm saying? But so like in my mind, because we always say these things, right? We pick superstars because they're the farthest away
from what we can actually
touch. But in reality, right? So like because my wife knows that I have a crush on Liz Cambage, she'll keep her eye out for all the light-skinned girls over 6'8".
That's 6'8". Is because if one pop up, it's gonna be like,
that could be a problem.
So that's you know what I'm saying? If any youngin come around looking like D Wade.
So now if I come on this joint and say on this microphone and say, I'm not attracted to girls who are like 6'8" and play in the WNBA. What are you talking about?
And then
you find out, and you find out, crush on Liz Cambage. You're gonna be like,
Yo, dude.
Bro, you just said you didn't. That's a total.
Said you ain't rock with that.
And that is what happened to Derrick Jaxn.
Like,
oh, women are queens and all this. And like, but you're not even treating your wife that way.
Exactly.
So how you gonna
and it's like, and my thing is like, it's not even that. Like for me, it wasn't even the women are queens thing, because it's like, I feel you could be a cheater and still think that women are queens.
Yeah, you can do that.
But when you down
other men
for what they're doing wrong, when you're doing the same thing, like it's almost like seeing somebody who's smoking cigarettes and being like, yo, you smoking, you know that kill you? Like you trying to kill yourself, or like what is you doing? Like you out here smoking and stuff, like you know you putting that foulness into your body and stuff like that. Hey man, you got a light?
You're like, wait
that person is gonna look at you like,
what are you talking about?
Yo, what was the point? You just wasted all that breath on me. You about to do the same thing I'm doing.
That Jones crazy.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like you're doing the same exact thing. That
was crazy.
Yeah. So when oh, son.
So his job is to do side by side videos of like John Gray's situation, these situations that he talked about. So this Negro pulls up a video of his video and decides to analyze the video in third person.
Like
as if he was talking about somebody
who ain't in the
that's
video.
Not him.
Like it's not him. It was the son. So like the first video, I'm already like, all right.
What is going on?
So when I seen this second video, I was like, so the two things went through my head. So I was like, first off, this man, as far as when it comes to promotion and stuff like that, is genius. Absolute genius. But watching it, the whole time I was just looking at him like, what is wrong with you?
Why can't you just sit down?
So he sits in the car. So I think that's where he does majority of these advice joints from, is like from his car, from what I've been told. So he sits in the car. So on the screen, it's a split screen, and you see him and his wife. So when he comes on, this is how he comes on. He's like, hey guys, so I just wanted to talk to y'all, about a video that's been circulating that I've seen. So, in the video you have, a man and his wife, and, the man got caught cheating, and so as he goes through this video, he's talking about himself, mind you, but he's talking about it exactly like I'm talking about. And he's like, from what I could see when I was watching the video, she obviously doesn't want to be there. You could see it all in her disposition and how she's sitting. She was like, but what I took from it as I see the man sitting there and kind of pouring his heart out, I could tell that he's a changed man. He is talking about his daggone self.
Then he says, the person in the video is Derrick Jaxn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the person in the video is, and I'm like, you Derrick Jaxn. Like that we could see you. Like, it might have been even different if he did a voiceover.
Yeah.
But we are seeing you. We're watching you talk about you and your wife in the video.
It was crazy, man. And I don't know, man. It just makes me, because this is the other thing.
Yo, that joint was funny.
No women have actually come forward, right?
I think it's only been the one.
Yeah.
I think the one woman
that came forward.
There was one. I think the one woman that, and from what I heard, is like the one woman who was the initiator of the. Yeah. Excuse me. She had came out and said like, I think like he had been paying for like trips for her and her girlfriends and.
Oh, okay. Because at first I was like, yo, this is starting to feel like. Punked. Like it wasn't real. Like he was.
Yeah. So there was one.
Only because you have this other guy, Kevin Samuels, who is getting a lot of press for doing the opposite of what Derrick Jaxn does. Yeah. Right? He basically tells people you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Right? And I started to feel like after this came out, and I was like, where are these ladies at? That so-called 12 women that he's with, or however many years he's been cheating or whatever.
Said it was something like 4. It was like, and he said it was a range from like sleeping with women to paying for stuff, the conversation.
And I was like, well, where are all these people at? And then I was like, oh, I see what this might be. I started to feel like Kevin Samuels was getting that press.
So he had to do something.
Like, I got to do something to flip this thing on its head.
Son, the reason I came over here laughing, so I don't know if you saw the video of his wife.
Oh yeah,
with the army joint.
She's like,
this y'all call this a bonnet. This is not a bonnet. This is my helmet. This is a beret, and it is my helmet of salvation.
Yeah.
And this y'all see army fatigue. This isn't army fatigue. This is my breastplate of righteousness.
And the only one that can save Derrick Jaxn is Jesus.
And it's like, those things are true. I love the Lord, and He is the only one that can save any of us. He's the one that can save any of us.
That's cool.
But please don't do that on video ever again, because I'm gonna laugh every single time. Because that
funny.
joint was hilarious with the bonnet, and I was like, she looked like an extra from Judas and the Black Messiah. So,
I was like, I don't know what's going on here, and it just started spiraling into total comedy after that. Basically,
and so even when you hear other people speak about it, like, so when I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, they brought it up, and we're talking about him. They was like,
but that's why I say I think it feels like a ploy.
No, but I'm, and that's why I say the marketing part of it. Like, I feel it could be real, yeah, but it's the after effect. So okay, this happens. All right, the in the society that we live in now, most people that are in a public position are looking at how can I now capitalize off of whatever tragedy or whatever, whether even if it's something that I caused. Yeah. How can I flip it? How can I flip it?
The Kim Kardashian effect.
Yeah. How can I flip it? Oh man, I got a sex tape with Ray J. Yo, I wonder if I can flip this and I'm gonna get some money from it. Now I'm a millionaire. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost that to where it's like, yo, I know people love watching car wrecks. So a lot of reason, like with Tekashi, it wasn't, oh man, I love his music. It's like, yo, I want to see how this ends.
Because I think it's going to end.
I think it's going to end how I think it's going. I just want to watch. I want to watch the building burn. Yeah. Like, and I think that's what it is oftentimes. So you'll go and you'll watch. Like, I couldn't watch him talk about himself the whole time. Like,
I got it.
But you have people that will sit and go, yo, this is hilarious. Yeah. And then what do? You go, yo, watch this. Yo, watch this. Yo, watch this. So what ends up happening is you find people that do certain things like for those reasons. So like I know on Flagrant 2, Andrew Schultz's podcast, they did a pod, and I forget the guy's name, but I guess he has like beef with YouTube. They had a guest on, and he has beef like with YouTube. So they had put the episode up, and YouTube ended up taking the episode down. Oh. So the dude that they have beef with, he, I guess, does a lot of these videos where he spews inaccuracies. He just talks and there's no facts. So like he was doing a bunch of like COVID videos where it's like, yo, COVID gives you cancer and da. Yeah, like and he doesn't have any facts or anything like that, but he just does it. Gotcha. And so they had a lot of people, a lot of advertisers that complained and was like, we don't want you putting our videos on his. So when they did the video, I think Andrew Schultz and them said that it got more views than any video they've done. It was like 2 million views, like quickly, like 1 million in a week, like quickly. Yeah. And YouTube took it down. Yeah. And one of the things that they were like, they could understand is in the sense of one of the guys on the pod was saying, YouTube may have took it down to stop anyone else who watches the show and looks and goes, I need to go find more material of this guy. So that, but also the person that is the person sitting at home that goes like, yo, he gets 2 million views from just spewing whatever. Okay. Now I'm going to go do that. I'm going to do the same thing. And that's the world that we've came into where it's like a Derrick Jaxn who goes, oh man, I got caught cheating. Y'all, that video, the video with me and my wife, that joint. Yeah, and people are used to seeing me doing review videos. Y'all, what if I reviewed my own video? Yeah. They probably lose it over that. Yeah. And then you do it. So now you got, you know what I'm saying? So it becomes a thing of like clout chasing almost, where it's like man, I'm going to do, I'm going to do the thing that is going to make people run to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's super whack.
Yeah. So it was something that I saw that I was just like, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Like because of views and because of how we get paid off of and stuff like that. It's the thing. But
he already had books and stuff too. Like and like I don't know how that has affected his sales of books, but like
I'm pretty sure it's still people. I'm pretty sure he's lost people, but I'm pretty sure he's gained people who didn't even know about him. Like I said, I didn't know about him until this week. Yeah. Like I didn't know about him until this week. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
the information was crazy, and just how it just unfolded in like, I say like 2 or 3 days. Yeah. It's like national.
And with social media, it goes quick. And then quick. Like the other thing that I was telling you about, one of my favorite podcasts. Yeah. The podcast I was able to go to right before COVID, you know what I'm saying, hit last year. Went to go see them in PA, is the Joe Budden Podcast. Yeah. And for the last 2 episodes, The last, I think, 2 to 3 episodes, Rory and Mal have not been there. So I remember, so like I remember, like I was telling you, because I listen every week. I listen on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and now it's almost like in hindsight.
Yeah.
Like at the time, you kind of go, because we have a different friendship.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, like I always say, like Andy and Hassan. Andy and Hassan was always the friends that like we saw them. It was like, why are y'all even friends? Like y'all just be down in each other,
fighting.
Like, y'all be fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? So on the pod, you have Parks, who's for the most part pretty laid back.
Yeah.
Maul, who's pretty chill. Rory, I would if there was the one with the spice, it would be Rory. Like Rory is gonna say exactly how he feel. He gonna snap back if he feels something is being said incorrectly.
Yeah.
And then you got Joe, who is the larger than life personality, as we've seen, you know, from Everyday Struggle. You know what I mean? And just if you've been a Joe Budden fan, like, you know, the Wu-Tang situation, you know what I mean? All those types of things. So in hindsight, over the past few months, him and Rory have kind of been like, yo, is they gonna fight? Like, is it like,
it feels like that?
Because you know, like how you can tell when something is like, ha ha ha, like, oh, we joke like this.
Yeah.
And then you could tell when it's like a joke, but it's like, but is it like some realness behind that joint?
I'm gonna tell you another podcast that was like that, and you just didn't know.
Yeah.
And you didn't see it then. You didn't see it until after it happened.
Oh, okay.
Righteous and Ratchet was kind of like you felt like there was something there,
but you ain't really
know
until after,
and then you're like, oh, something must have happened.
Exactly.
I don't know if it was like as bad as I thought it was, and maybe in my mind, but like you could tell there was something there.
But even with them, it was speculation, because we would be like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
And so of course, when the last Wednesday didn't have a pod, then the following Saturday they had one, but Rory and Maul wasn't on the podcast.
Yeah.
So as a listener, you know, I'm listening. I'm like, okay. And then you know, Joe is like, you know, hey, they on a little vacation, you know, whatever. So it's like, you go, okay, are they though? Like, is that really? So of course, I guess Twitter must have went crazy and is like, yo, where Rory and Maul at? They ain't on no vacation. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
They ain't on the show no more.
They're like, we don't believe
because as much as Joe is it's the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah.
Rory and Maul are just as big a part of that pod, making that pod.
I wonder though,
as Joe.
I wonder if the newfound fortune has lifted these things to the surface.
It may, but I honestly feel it's a little deeper. Like I often would hear them say on the pod, and you, of course, I'm not them, so you didn't know if it was like a joke or not. Of course, with them having a bunch of stuff going on, like you would hear them say at times like, y'all, we don't really talk until the pod.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I ain't talked to y'all all week until the pod. With me and you, we talk throughout the week.
Yes.
We have conversations that don't have nothing to do with the pod. So like when we're coming into the pod, and it was something Joe said on one of the last 2 episodes, and he was saying like, man, like, I don't know if Rory, I don't know what his home situation is like. Because we not really having conversations. So if you knew I was having issues with my wife or with kids, when we came on the pod, you probably not going to joke on that. Because you know, like, oh, he really he going through it at the crib. So I'm not going to joke. So I think when there's friends and potting or business and there's no communication, I think that can heighten things even outside of, because like I know the money things, you know, you would hear them when they were going through the Spotify deal and things like that, where it was I'm trying to get the bigger bag for us. Like, cause if you want, and he had broke it down, he was like, me as Joe Budden, if somebody's going to pay me $1 million for a book, if you want all 3 of us, you think I'm still going to charge you $1 million? No, I'm going to up that because you want them too. Like this is, you know, us as a collective. So so I think there were just deeper issues just outside of the pod that I guess may have never been addressed.
Yeah.
And then once it gets to a head, it's almost, and like me and my wife literally had this conversation yesterday. It's like sometimes even in marriage and relationships, we let things build up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I compared it to like a pile of clothes. A pile of clothes doesn't start off as a pile of clothes. A pile of clothes starts off at one pair of drawers.
Yeah, or a shirt.
Or a shirt or a pair of socks, like on the floor, and then it gets piled, and then at the end of the week you're looking at it, you're like, dang, it's gonna take me all day to fold these and put this room together. Whereas like, if I'd have just put that in the hamper, if I would have folded that and put that away, now I know what's clean, I know what's dirty, but I addressed it when it happened. Yeah. And I think in some of those situations, like with that one, I think things weren't addressed when they were happening, and it was just like, just put it aside. It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing, and then it becomes something. Yeah,
yeah. I think the biggest thing, it will always be communication, and if they stated that they're not talking, then they got to figure out why they're not. If they started,
they are talking. So that's the one thing he did say. He's like, yeah, I talked to him.
I'm talking about when you said that they don't communicate. They normally don't communicate.
Gotcha. I agree with
that. If they didn't start out that way, now you got to figure out why did it become that way.
And that was the thing. Because like, I think one of the things Joe said, he was like, yeah, when I talked to them all, I was like, I want y'all to come back. He was like, but if you don't come back, we still got to talk. Like, because you still my friend. Like, so we still got to figure out whatever it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that, like in our friendship and doing business together, the friendship part of it has to be just as important as the business part of it. Yeah. Because I think when it does just become business, then you almost stop caring about the person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You almost like don't think about the person. And so for us, like if we're gonna be like doing a pod or something like that, and Sham hits me, is like, yo, y'all got to take the kids to over here, or I got to do something. I'm understanding of it because there's been communication. Yeah. And I can go, yo, I kind of want that same grace. And I think that's really what it is. I think
it is
being able to give each other grace, just as you would in your marriage, friendship, business, you want to have the same grace. They're like, man, if I need that, hopefully he can look at it the same way, you know, that I'm doing it. So I think that there has to be like communication within that in order for that to happen. And from the outside looking in, it seems like there was communication in certain areas and then there wasn't communication in other areas. Yeah. You know?
And I think too, is like what you establish from the jump, right? Like if you establish something, like say for those three, they establish something, and then as time goes on, you start getting away from the thing you guys established, but you don't know how to communicate that, hey, you're bypassing the thing that we agreed to from the beginning. I think that could be also a thing too, because I know a lot of times, especially between friends, they jump into business together without establishing boundaries.
And
to say, if we get to this point, then we have to evaluate this business decision
where we stop, and
it could affect our friendship.
Exactly.
And we gotta know where we're going to jump off the cliff and where we're not.
Yeah, what lines is going to be there. And I think sometimes when you just take the helm, just because it's like, oh no, I'm gonna just, for instance, when we come in here, like it would almost be like me just saying like, yo, I hired an audio dude, but I didn't say nothing to you, and you come in and and I'm like, nah, he already got that joint set up.
Even though I'd probably be okay.
Nah, yeah, facts. You probably like, oh, the one less thing I got to do. But it's like one of those. But if you weren't and you were like, yo, you ain't want to say nothing, like,
I would have brought my laptop.
Yeah, like I done brought up my stuff. Like, is this coming out of our pockets? We ain't talked about where the bread is coming from. We ain't discussed nothing.
And then I'll be like,
and it could be a situation that's for the better.
Yeah, it could. But because there was no communication about it. Yeah. Like, even if I'd be like, man, you should at least let me pick the engineer dude. Like, I got a dude that I know
that would have been perfect.
Like he brought the wrong mics.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly.
That type of stuff.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, I ain't even think about that. And now it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. But and then that also brings in like, yo, what else he gonna do without asking? Like, it can bring those things in.
I think the biggest thing, the thing that we talked about with Derrick Jaxn, right? The non-judgmental factor. Yeah. I think has been what has allowed us to be in a space of business for a long period of time. And I think that's been the biggest thing.
I agree with that.
Outside of communication, because like if there's a day where you call and you're just like, I don't feel good. I don't got the energy. If I call and say, hey man, it's been a long week.
I want y'all to know we have had those days. Like this to us is not it's work, but it's not work because we enjoy doing this. Like if we weren't talking to y'all, as we've said on other episodes, we'd be just on the phone, or we'd be here in the garage just like kicking it because that's just what we do, you know. So it's almost like bringing y'all in on the conversation. But there are times, and there have been episodes where we've been like, yo, hey, let's shoot another day, because like if we shoot today, you about to get me in this joint. I'm gonna be in this joint. They gonna be looking like, yo, is he good?
Does he want to
like, is he being threatened to be to be sitting there? Like, is there somebody off camera? You know what I mean? So it's like for us understanding that,
giving
and being open
space
to that, and like you said, knowing the boundaries and things of that nature, to where it's like he's never gonna call me a minute before we about to start, like, no, I can't make it.
No, I'm gonna tell you that a day ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna know a day ahead, or I may know that morning. Like, yo, you think we could do it then? But
because the day has already started off wrong.
Exactly. So it's like understanding that I may get one of them days where I need to call him for that same thing. I can go, yo, that's cool, no problem. Yeah, we do that joint, because I want the same grace that if I do it, it's not like, nah, man, like, yo, we said this day and this time, like, what are you doing?
But I think that, again, that's another thing that we talked about off the break. It's like, listen, our families and the things that we got going on around the pod will take precedent over those things. So it's not, so now when you call me,
it's not a surprise.
It's not like, what do you mean you're not dedicated?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, I need to take care of my family, dog. Like, if you can't understand that, then maybe we shouldn't be doing this. But we've
been in those. And I think too, I think just lessons that you've learned through life.
Oh yeah, you gotta apply them.
We were like, the one thing that I'm starting to realize, like, as I get older, is how life seems long, but it's very short.
Yes, it is.
And it's crazy. Like, as I get older, like when I think and I go like, dang, this how old I am. Like, I'm right around the corner from this. Like
rounding,
this, like rounding the turn, like for real.
Like I'm leaning on the side,
like ready to grab the baton. Like, hey, let's go. Like, I get that joint. So you almost, things that before you went through it, like you were saying earlier, when you haven't been through certain things, when you haven't went through things, you can kind of be judgmental. You can say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I ain't going to be doing. What I'm not going to be doing at this age is da-da-da. And then situations happen and you go,
here I am.
Okay.
Here I am.
I could kind of understand how you would do X, Y, and Z. I could understand, you know what I'm saying, why this would happen. So it is one of those things that you do have to, like you said, set guidelines. And then also just think to yourself, like, man, is this what I would want?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Would I want him to give me that same type of answer? And because of things that we've been through, I mean, from teenage years to now, different situations we've been in with different groups and things like that, we've seen what we've enjoyed and what we've liked, and we've seen what we didn't enjoy and what we didn't like.
We ain't doing that.
So when we came together, it was like, what we won't be doing is any of that.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We could do this. And there's certain things that going through it, we have to figure it out. Like, oh man, yo, we were sitting too far on the one joint. We got to do this different on this one. Hey, talk up. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, where we can critique ourselves for the betterment of whatever it is that we're doing.
But the communication has probably been our biggest thing. We communicate all the time, just about almost everything.
Yeah. Facts. To where it's not, like you said, things don't become a surprise. Yeah. Like, you might say, oh, yo, yeah, Malik got games this weekend. So, like, I'll let you know. So I'm looking at the weekend like, all right, if he say, nah, cool.
Like, I know what's going on.
And if he say, cool, I'll be prepared. But if it's a no, it's not a problem.
Like, if I talk to you on a Monday and be like, bro, you know that maybe by Sunday you be like, he might not want to.
And we may even say it. We may even say it at that point in time. Just like, we might be like, yo, let's just do a Zoom joint, like a little 30-minute joint, throw it, and then we'll pod next week.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Because
and that's the biggest thing is that we have laid those guidelines out. It's the process has been has been tested and tried. And it's like, okay, so everyone's open here. We can make. Okay, and it makes
it makes for a better show.
Yeah, it does. Because you're all in.
You're getting us. Yeah, you're getting us at our best. And if we're not, we'll say that joint like, yo, it's been one of them weeks. Like, I'm here but it's been one. And I think there's been times where it's like, yo, I'm tired. But I'm not too tired to not pod.
Yeah.
It's just that I know right after I'm podding, I'm going and shutting it down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
Shutting it down.
It's just like, you know what I always think about, and this is, I'm going to make it relate. Mm-hmm. But like those last couple episodes of Martin, that last season of Martin, it was just different.
It was.
And even before we knew what was actually going on, we were like,
it just seemed
like,
different.
Gina and Martin not in the same scene.
Yeah,
but they on the same show. And you'd be like, something's and just like when those dudes come up on the screen, you're like, where Rory and Mar? Like,
nah, and that was when, because on the episode normally start off, someone's talking, whether it be Joe, Mal, Rory, Parks, music come in, and the episode starts. So I'm listening. So you like, yo, why I'm Vib light skin? Like,
bro, you like, what is going on?
You like, how? Why she? Hold up.
Like if this doo 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 and then you'll come on and then it's just Zoe and Christian's over here.
You're gonna be like,
shout out to Christian.
You be like, but your mind is automatically gonna go,
oh, wait a minute.
Hold up, you're gonna say, yo, where's Sham at?
Like, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on.
Exactly.
And you may even watch the episode.
You might watch, and like I said, I sat.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that it was a bad episode.
Yeah.
It was still a good episode, but and it's crazy just like how you can become like attached to something.
Yes.
And so it wasn't even that.
You want that.
I just would rather hear Mal and Rory like talk with Joe and Parks. So it's like Ice had a lot of certain opinions and things like that.
I like that.
Some stuff that I rock with, some stuff that I was like, Ice, you wildin'. Yeah. Like, and then Savon, I rock with Savon just because I listen to Savon's podcast. So but I would rather listen to Savon on his podcast.
It's just like how I felt about, like, it took me a while, but after Doughboy left Righteous and Ratchet, I was a little bit
That's a perfect
shaky.
one.
But then after I kept watching more episodes of Kev and Angel, I was like,
what is their, what's their joint? I know, and I know the
here's
initials.
the thing.
Here's the thing. I was about to say ACT.
After the repetition of Here's the Thing, I was like, I like Here's the Thing more than I like Righteous.
Yeah, because it brings a different dynamic. I think it's more well-rounded now. Yes. Righteous and Ratchet to me was more jokes. Yeah. And they talked about other stuff, but it was more joke driven, whereas their chemistry and everything on Here's the Thing, I don't know, it's just different.
Yeah, it's a different chemistry. And the crazy thing is like Kev has a family sense with both of them. Mm-hmm. Like, it was a sense of family with both of them. But the show, like you said, is a lot better with Angel than it is with Doughboy.
And you know what would have been different? We would have,
in my opinion,
and we would have probably felt different about it. Like, there's so many examples that's popping in my head now. Like, it's almost like this is the one I wasn't even thinking about this until I just saw David Ruffin. Like when David Ruffin would get tossed into a new group, we good. We kind of want. We want what we got. We want what we had. Yeah, we want what we had. Yeah. So, but the one that I thought about was Everyday Struggle. Like Everyday Struggle with Joe was like gold. And like, then when he leaves, and you get,
I don't want to hear these people.
It was like, man, it was good with Wayno. It was still a good show. Yeah. But because of what Joe did, it's like you were wanting that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like listening to the show. It was still a good show. I still listen. I listened this past Saturday. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you still be like, man, when Rory and Mal coming back? Like when is you want that?
It's familiarity.
Yeah, familiarity. That word and comfortability. Those two words right there be them. Yeah,
your mouth juices. So. Like, I don't know, familiarity
and comfortability. Them two words, I be crushing them Jones.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, but I think that's definitely it's that thing. Like if we were still looking at like the Righteous and Ratchet layout, and we added her, then we would be like, but because they made a whole new,
they flipped everything,
and I think that was the perfect way to do it because you're not thinking about it makes you not go like, oh, she taking Doughboy place. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, this is just a whole new show. Yeah. So because it's the Joe Budden Pod with Rory and Mal, I want Rory and Mal.
I want them there.
It's good to hear Parks. Yeah. So it is still good to hear Parks and be like, all right, Parks still there, but I need Rory and Mal back.
Yeah, man. That's why I say this. business in general, especially now, like again, you got to have your guidelines, you got to have your things in place, your safeguards. It's just like any relationship, right?
Nah, for sure.
You put things in place and safeguards in place to keep things running smooth and keep the doors of communication open.
Yep.
I hope that they find their way back to the show and they can figure things out.
Yeah, for sure.
It is
definitely
podcast.
as friends, because I know that them guys as friends.
Yeah.
So of course working that out, but definitely like a lot of stuff that I've done within podcasts and stuff that I've looked at it like, oh man, once we started doing the multiple cameras and stuff like that, it was looking at the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah.
It was seeing them go from, like I said, when Marissa was there and Rory couldn't read emails that well. Like that was like in the beginning, that was the joke. Like they would do an email session and like Rory hated reading them joints. Yeah. And you saw it grow from that to like Maul coming on the pod. And then it's like, and then you see it skyrocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you see the growth of something and you like, man, you want to see Rockefeller keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't want Rockefeller to and I think the difference, like I thought about that too, is like Jay and Dame wasn't friends before Rockefeller.
It never even felt like it.
Like they were friends that their friendship was created through business. Is at least from the outside looking in. That's what it seems like from the different, documentaries and stuff that you see. And when you hear them talk about, oh, how did you meet Jay? It wasn't like the Locks where it was like, oh, yo, I heard this kid in my school rapped and we linked up and we started rapping together and we built a friendship.
Fade to Black, like now that if you look back at that, you'll be like, where is Dave?
Nah, so it's one of those things that their friendship seemed like it was a business friendship.
Yeah, it was business based.
So when I see the Joe Budden pod, it's like, man, y'all guys is friends. Like y'all got stories that y'all be like, nah, I ain't even gonna tell that story. Yeah. Y'all got stories off camera that y'all have been through and stuff like that in friendship. Yeah. So now what y'all do in the pod, like I hope they get the friendship part of it tight. You know what I'm saying? The pod stuff will come, you know what I mean? But if the podcast in, y'all still got to be friends. Like I remember we used to always say that, like if we stop doing music and everything together, like my kids are still gonna be like, Uncle Mark,
over there
like, you know what I'm saying?
Kick it.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like, oh, you ain't pod no more. Oh, that's just Mark now. Like it's not gonna happen
because our podcast is ending right now.
Yep.
But we coming back next week.
The dramatic pause. They was like.
It's like, was he?
Oh, for real? Like, was this the way to tell them they're not doing?
No, it wasn't a way for us to segue. But we have given y'all all the content we can give to you today. But if you want us to come back and you want us to come back strong, you can go to patreon.com/Uhrise. It'll be at the bottom.
Yep.
And you can donate. Join the university. We got a lot of things planned. I know we say this all the time, but we really are planning a lot of things.
Like we had a super dope meeting yesterday.
We'll probably talk a little bit at the end of this.
Just to flush it out. Yeah. It's like
actually what I think we should do is we should once we get everything straight, we should come back and really like have a video where we lay out all the things
that we're about. Definitely. Yeah, I like that.
Because I think once people can see that and know it,
they know exactly what they're given to.
We can put stuff up on the screen, like like show like the list and how we're trying to knock. Because we got some big things that we been working on. Academy for kids, stuff with the record labels, stuff with
just
media
content.
So I would love to share those things with you guys so you guys can see them.
Yeah.
If you want to hear music, you can go to uhrisemusic.com. There's stuff up there from Stitch Early, stuff up there from Sham Phoenix, stuff up there from us as a collective group, the Uhrise Collective. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, iTunes, anywhere you can.
Tidal.
Tidal.
Yep.
Tidal. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts. You can also go to our YouTube page, please. Subscribe. Uhrise.
Please subscribe.
It's youtube.com/Uhrise. Please subscribe. We're going to put up some more stuff. We've been working on some things and just kind of brainstorming about some more content.
Yeah.
But we thank you guys for your support. We hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Yes.
We about to go chill and kick it and,
for real.
And enjoy the rest of our weekend.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys. This has been the Stitch Sham Show. I'm Sham Phoenix.
I'm Stitch Early.
Peace.
Peace.